Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, it's bright out here. Man, oh man, it's bright out here today. Wow. We're here at my house, and as you can tell, I got my birds here. My birds, they're in full force. Squirrels out here. Squirrel will steal some of my water if I don't want you. So, what do I need to start my YouTube channel? Well, depends on what you do with it. If you're looking for 100,000 views, you probably better go get you some high-tech equipment. If you are looking to have fun, to maybe broadcast some games like I do, like board games, broadcast outside once in a while like I do here. What's up, Paul? What's going on? Look, get the basic stuff. Get the basic stuff. First off, let me show you. This is what I got as far as I highly recommend getting a laptop. Get a laptop. If you want to do YouTube and, you know, halfway decent anyway, get a laptop. I just got an HP computer here. I got it from Walmart. Right? It's just a little cheapo. I don't know. Screen's probably 15, 16 inches, something like that. But that's what I got. And you can see there's a camera built in right there. So I can make do with that if I want to, okay? But I'll show you what I got, what else I got going on too, okay? All right. Well, I think it's better though. To me, if you get yourself a Logitech, get yourself a Logitech camera, just like that. Little $20, $25 camera. You don't need anything more than that. That's what I use every time you see me. That's what you're seeing me with right there, that Logitech. Okay, so that's what you're seeing me with every time you see me is that Logitech. But you need a good mouse too. It's a mouse here. It's a mouse pad right there. Okay, there's a mouse pad. But so often you can see they get dirty. They love to get dirty. It doesn't take a lot to get dirty. Get a good mouse. Get a decent mouse. What's up, Apple Brian? What's going on? Couple of programming notes. Thinking about maybe taking off for the weekend and maybe just go ride. And when I say go ride, maybe 200-300 miles. So, got thinking, is anybody on the channel that lives pretty close to us? And I think we got somebody down in Richmond, don't we? Who's down in Richmond? Who's Petersburg? Somebody help me out. I know there's somebody on the channel from down that way, though. And we was thinking about maybe going down to maybe Williamsburg for the weekend and maybe come back Monday. And say, Paul, it's not too late over there yet. It's about 7 o'clock. Brian, you East time or you Central time? Brian, Central time. He's only a little after 1, and if he's at Eastern time like I am, he's 2 o'clock. So, plenty warm out here, and the birds are singing because they love this heat, I guess. I don't know. Current temperature here. It's 84, feels like 89. Check it out. So that's for real right there. Feels like 89. And it's only a little after 2. And we've already hit yesterday. We hit, what, 97, 98, something like that. It got really hot here yesterday. And we got some showers and did pretty well. About 10 Celsius there. 10 Celsius is what, 60 degrees? I think so. I think 10 Celsius, about 50, 58 or 60. What is 10 Celsius in Fahrenheit. 50 degrees. 50 degrees. So that's all right. What is 86 degrees Fahrenheit in centigrade? So we're 30 degrees Celsius. Think about that. Love the summer. Let's go swimming. I like it okay. I'm not crazy about the heat, but I like staying out of the sun a lot. I like to play golf more than anything. I love to play golf. But thought maybe we may take off and go out of town for the weekend. We know my dad's going to be getting out of the nursing home in the next couple of weeks, and we're probably going to have a lot of our time dedicated that way. So thinking about maybe heading out that way. May leave in the morning. Just ride out, go hit yard sales, flea markets, do all that type of stuff. Then go down to Williamsburg. If you've never been to Williamsburg, Virginia before, it's most of the time it can be really hot. It can be really hot. You're far enough off the shore that it's typical here to get 18, but it's where I live so far north that you get 24 hours daylight midsummer day. Wow. Oh, okay. Wow. I couldn't deal with 24 hours of daylight. That would just drive me nuts, man. That would drive me crazy. Now, same way, do you ever get 24 hours of darkness in wintertime? That would freak me the hell out. That would freak me the hell out, to just be dark all the time. And I'm not scared of the dark, but damn. I'd be like, is the sun not on my side today? So get 4 hours like in the wintertime. Oh my Lord. We generally get about 9 hours. We started getting that's 7:30 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. And that's about the shortest days we get. So 8.5, 9 hours. But our daylight in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, we will have roughly 15 hours of daylight, something like that. Something about 6:30 to about 9 o'clock, something like that. So it's maybe 14 and a half hours. Feels like more than that, though, because it's light so late to about 9. And then the days start shrinking down. I do suffer with sad seasonal affected depression in winter, lack of light. Yeah, I'm sure you would, man. I'm sure you would. That's just crazy. Yeah, me and the wife were just talking about it a little while ago. We went over to our store. We got a storefront that's shared with about 30 people. And we just pay rent on it just like everybody else. And we take turns running the place. And we took some stuff over there. And on the way back, I said, wait, let's go see Dad this evening. She said, yeah. I said, but then do you want to, let's take off, maybe go to Williamsburg. If we don't go to Williamsburg, we may go to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That's just totally the opposite direction, straight west for us. And that probably takes us about 6 hours to get there if we do it. But sometimes we just pick up and go places. We like it. We enjoy doing stuff like that. We want to go some places that are open. Whoops, excuse me. Yeah, I'll try to put it down a little way so you can kind of see what's going on in my backyard there too. But and I have to watch it. I got water back here. Squirrels will steal it from me. Squirrels will actually come up here and drink my water if I don't watch out. So I have to watch it really close. I'll put it up here in case he wants to steal it. That way you may be able to see him do it. But yeah, just wondering. Thinking if we went somewhere, maybe we could see somebody that on the channel or something, which would be awesome. Not awful, awesome. And eat lunch, do lunch or something like that. I'll show you guys what we got going on in our backyard there. not brown yet, but it's not the greenest. It could be greener, that's for sure. And our front yard, really can't see the front yard that good. Not from here. And we're getting a lot of stumps removed in the front yard, so it looks kind of crummy up there right now up front. So, but yeah, I was going to do a game this afternoon, and I was like, well, there's a chance we're going to take off and go out of town. She's got meetings going on from now till 3 o'clock Eastern time. And I didn't want to, kind of trip over her feet with that. And I figured right now it'd be a great time for me to come outside. It's beautiful out here. It's about 85 out here. And I think it said it felt like 88 or something like that. So it is kind of warm, no doubt about it. And it's not as, most times the hottest part of the day here is about 2. I'm 2 races into my friend's red, white, and blue racing set. Okay, cool. Very cool. What's up, Keith? Yeah. Keith, where do you live, bud? Because with me and the wife are thinking about going out of town for the weekend. And Keith knew, man, I can't keep up for everybody. I've had people ask me where everybody's from. I'm like, oh, geez, please don't ask me that. I get stuff in the mail all the time, and I send stuff out to people. Louisiana, yeah. Who is that from right here? Who is that from right here in Richmond? Who is that from close to Richmond or Petersburg, Virginia? Damn, I should know. Because we're thinking about heading down that way maybe either tonight or tomorrow. If we go in the morning, we could be down that way about before lunchtime and even have lunch together with somebody, which would be cool. I would actually video that. I'd put that on GoPro, and I'd post that up. But we wanted to do some yard sales, do some stuff, hit the eastern part of the state, or maybe go over to Tennessee, maybe over in the Pigeon Forge area, ride around there and see what's going on. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air both ways, but I think we need to go probably this weekend, just due to the fact I know my dad is getting out of the hospital in a couple of weeks, and probably won't get the chance to do it then come July and August. Your joint 10th after 2 races, 33 points behind you. Who, me? Am I in it? There's a lot of folks, man. It's got this red, white, blue racing going on now. YouTube Racing League's really opened up a lot of people. Yeah, car 18's fine. That's cool. Yeah. Hear the train now. You hear it everything when you're sitting right here this close to, yeah, we're out in the country, but I know you hear the bird. I know you hear everything else going on too. The bird's right here up under me almost. But did you get any new channels started, Rob? You mean, have I had anybody else start a new channel? I love the wildlife here in Shetland. Yeah. Known for ponies. That's for right. Yeah, Shetland, I'm known for the ponies. My squirrel hadn't come up here and stole my water yet anyway, but he likes to. He'll come up here and get it. He certainly will. He'll stick his head all the way in the glass and then drink it. Killer whale swimming in the sea. Wow. I don't know how many people have started channels off of watching my channel. I don't know. A few people. Alan Shaw started his a few months ago. Alan's coming right along. He is he's doing great with his channel. Philip Reynolds has been doing great with his channel. Yeah, they've both been doing great. Let's see who else. Well, Bleacher Bums has had his going a lot longer than myself. That's why he's got 3 times. He's got about 500 people, and then Dave Little. Dave Little just started his within the last couple of years. Amish, yeah, Amish has his wrestling. Oh yeah, that's crazy. The British Bulldogs, how about that? The new British Bulldogs, that's awesome. And with Sean and myself and Darla and Bobby Catalano. Oh my God. Oh. Mostly I just wanted to show you folks what I have to use. This is what I use right here, okay? First off, I just use an HP laptop. I just use a laptop. Cheap old laptop from New Anything in Wrestling is bad news. What's up, Tribe fan? That's all I use is just an Intel HP. That's all I use. Then, I have that one's built in with a camera right there. So there's a camera if I wanted to use that. But I use the Logitech. I use me a $25 Logitech camera. That one right there is what I use. I went to Walmart and purchased me a big $25 one. You got to make sure the plug-in right there. I don't need them. You got to make sure the plug-in in the side fits it. That's this one. That's this right here. That plug-in right there is for the camera. So, you don't have a lot of money. I know a lot of people's got, go outside of YouTube and like, I want to do this. I don't do all that. And that's just personal. I just decide what YouTube offers me, I'll take. And what, if I have to go a different route, then I'll leave YouTube entirely. But YouTube's been pretty good to me so far. They've never marked any of my videos. They've never hit. I have 0 hits. And I can proudly say that in, almost a year and a half now. 17 months, almost to the day, not quite. But I started at the beginning, right middle of January 2018, and 2019. I'm sorry, 2019, and just started picking up games since then. And then now, if anybody saw my game collection this morning, pretty close to my game collection. I got a couple others. They're in the room there, and I've got like six play.com games and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to use right there. That's all I really need. And it works out for me. If I go travel somewhere this weekend, I'll grab my GoPro. I'll take my computer with me. And if I meet somebody interested, or if I meet somebody from chat, meet somebody from live chat in here that's one of the members of the YouTube community, I may go live if we can do it. So yeah, I'm thinking about maybe heading eastward, maybe going to Williamsburg, may even go as far as the beach. I don't know, but we just Rob interviews YouTube racer. Yeah, it is interesting. I think it's pretty high interest over there, though. Yeah, and that's something else. I could always talk to anybody. If you come in here and you're like, okay, well, I like playing this game, that game, this game, that game. If I catch somebody live, they can see, they can find out real quick if they're shy about getting on the camera or not. Never have been myself. Really haven't. It was starting to get warm out here now. I guess you can kind of see it on the side of my face. P-Jet's here. P-Jet. He's up in New York. P-Jet, who is that down in Richmond? Who is that lives down at Richmond, down in that area? Thinking about heading down that way, either today or tomorrow. One, and I was trying to figure out who it was that lives down around Petersburg, Richmond area. I should know. I know I should know. Not seeing so good a performance. Being an Oakland fan. I forget who. Somebody from down around Richmond area. And if we head that way, all I got to do is tell somebody, hey, I'm coming down your way. What's going on? And 54 Indians currently in my AT Greats tournament. 54 Indians, a pretty darn good team. 54 Indians, 54 Dodgers were a tough team too. 54 Dodgers were a really good team. Raiders from LA with Marcus Allen running back, early 80s. Yeah. Yeah. USC product. Yeah, Gruden is trying to rebuild some stuff. But he needs a quarterback. I still think he needs a quarterback. I don't know whether he's going to get it or not. But yeah, he's cleaned house there a lot. So did Mayock or whatever. Mike Mayock. He wanted to do it too. He wanted to get rid of the trash. Who is that lives down around Richmond? Damn. I should know just as good as anything. Yeah, the Khalil Mack trade still leaves people wondering what the hell he's doing. Yeah. We'll see what Mayfield's about this year. How many picks did Oakland get? 4? 4, I think. They got 2 or 3 number 1s from it though. But, if you don't use them right, then it's not going to do any good for you. I think it was 4. It might have been 5. But I think it was 4 in cash. And then they gave up a pick. I think it's what. I think Khalil Mack and a pick for 4 picks and some cash. I think that's the way it worked. So they got money out of Chicago too. I think. I think that's the way it worked. Think it's the way it worked. It's warm out here. Boy, it's warm out here. And I'm just in the shade. I am so happy that I'm not out in the sunshine. We're going to see my dad this evening, and then up in the air. Are we going to take off and go tonight? Are we going to come home, go see my dad again in the morning, and then take off and go? We've got so many ways we can do things. She gets off work about 4:30. So, I can go in and get packed in 30 minutes. Where does Antonio Brown rank in the list of football idiots? He's right there. Mostly he's really not done anything criminal though. He's a fool maybe, but he's not a criminal. Latest modified, the ownership knocked it down, so they're not going to come back with nothing new. So now the players have to come back with something new. It's no need for the players to come back and say they want to play 105 games. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's going to be under 100 games. I can promise you that, if they play at all. They're not playing 100 games. They will not play that much. Oh, it'll be more than 50. It'll be more than 50. They wouldn't come back for 50 games. They'll play at least 75, but I don't think it'll be 100. 70, I would say 75 to 90, somewhere in that range. And if I were guessing, I'd say 82. I'll say 82 games. That's what I think will happen. But I don't know why I don't know why the Players Association just doesn't come out and say, look, some will start like the 9th or 10th of June, 11th or something. Looking around traffic, watching. It's yeah, the good thing about it, Apple Brian, is if they don't black out the games at all, if they don't black out none of the games, and you end up buying the baseball package, you can watch, everybody. Now, the way I understood it, the broadcasters were going to travel. Now, that's what I heard. They were going to be part of the quote unquote the baseball team. Now, that's what I'd heard. Now, I don't know. That's the first I'd heard about the broadcasters not traveling, but may not. I don't know. I don't know. But right now, if I was a gambling man, I would say 81, 82 games, and I think they'll stay East Coast and West Coast. I think they'll do that. So I think the leagues will get torn all to hell this year. Broadcaster monitors. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. As long as they can broadcast, that'd be all right. But they need television support. That's for sure. He ain't stole my water yet. Yeah, 82 games, and then it's going to be DH across the board this year. You know that. Then you got to wonder, okay, well, how much is a World Series trophy worth to me if you make it to the playoffs and 3 American League teams make it, 1 National League team make it? I mean, I don't know. I guess everybody has a different level. That's exactly right, Apple Brian. They've already said they want to be done before November 1st. Everybody seems to think November 1st is going to be something. It's going to be a second wave, kind of like the flu outbreak. I'm hoping that if we get some cold weather, what's up, Mike? If we get some cold weather, you notice this shit won't go on. It won't get spread around in the wintertime, or it hadn't started in the wintertime so much. Maybe when we get to the wintertime, it might get calmed down a bit. Well, you're probably right there, Paul, to an extent. The owners are going to lose the money. The owners are going to lose the money any kind of way they go. They can't afford to lose their fans, though. They can't afford to lose their fan base. Yeah, I think they're going to go universal DH this year. Now, it won't take effect in 2021. That's for sure. The collective bargaining agreement doesn't give out until November the 10th of 2021. So next year, National League will be playing, the pitcher will be hitting. In American League, it'll be a DH. But this year is totally different. Universal DH, I think, across the board, it's the only way to go. I'm with you, Oli. I think they're going to have a season of some sort. And I think for that reason, that's why the ownership groups figured the least amount they can probably afford to lose is a half a season worth of pay. And that's 80, 81, 82 games. That's what I think they'll be playing. That's my opinion. I think they'll play it. Players are not going to be happy. Owners are not going to be happy. And then 10 games into the season, we won't hear shit about it. You know, that's about the way it'll be. I doubt there'll be any 4-game series at all. If they do play, you know, 81 games, I doubt there'll be any 4-game series. That for that reason, they'll probably get a lot of Sundays off. They won't have to be playing all the double headers they were talking about doing. A lot of local businesses that run food shops will lose money and not need the staff. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. Don't like the DH. The pitchers have 4 days off to practice hitting. Yeah. I think it'll be universal DH. Yeah, you know, I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings, but I think they will do it. Especially when we got that many American League teams going to be playing that many National League teams this year. I don't see how they can avoid not playing it universally across the board. It'll be longer games, no doubt about that. I don't know if they're going to kick into effect this year. The 3-batter rule, I've heard that may not get kicked into effect this season that with all the other shit that's going on. So that makes sense too. Let them play, cut the roster. I mean, go from a 26 or 25-man roster to just straight up 30 with an emergency staff you can call up. So you'll have to have like 50 players. They'll have to put like 50 players on a list and be like, okay, if this happens, this player can come up. If this, it's just in case anybody gets hurt during the season, which is going to happen. Players are going to get hurt. And some teams are going to get hit worse than others. It'd be funny to have an AL team play an NL team, and the AL team gets a DH, and the NL team doesn't. If you watched one of my games, it was either yesterday or today one, my pitcher hit a home run for me. My pitcher, Vince Velasquez, hit a home run for me. So pretty wild, but he hit one for me. All right, man. Have a good one, Paul. Have a good one. But yeah, me and the wife, we're thinking about maybe going out of town this weekend. If we do, I'm still trying to figure out who lives in Richmond. Who lives in Richmond, Virginia? I've been like struggling with it. Like, okay, we got, what, a good 75, 80 people that come through my channel all the time. And it's hard to keep up with. I mean, some people say to me, I'm from Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, Pennsylvania, New York. And most of the time, they're the hard ones to keep up with, the ones up in the Northeast. But I know there's somebody down here that lives down here in Virginia. A couple of people live down here in Virginia. And one doesn't live too far from Appomattox in that area. That's only an hour away from me. And then somebody lives down around Richmond area. That's a little over 2 hours away, right at 2 hours from me. And we could leave in the morning and take off, go in there and meet up for maybe breakfast or lunch or whatever, and maybe get a video for you guys, maybe even a live one. I don't know. Maybe we can go live somewhere. I don't know. But that's, that's kind of what my thinking is right now. And then we've even mentioned maybe going to the eastern part of Tennessee, so going west from here, and just go kind of over the mountains and see what's going on. See if we maybe see some bears or something. They're very active this time of year. When it's really hot on the East Coast, the bears are active in the mountains, big time. You do not, you don't go walking around. You can walk around my area here. It's not too dangerous here. But when you start going up into mountainous areas, you better carry a stick with you. It wouldn't hurt to have a gun with you, but at least a stick to at least scare them off. Most time they're not very defensive unless they've got little ones. That's about the only time they are. But they're fun to go watch. The bears in their habitat, mama bear and the little babies and stuff. Many games, a pitcher only bats once. After that, the manager is going to the bullpen and doing double switches. Yeah, you're right. Most time they get two bad. Most time they bat twice, depending on who they're playing against too. If it comes down sixth and seventh inning, down 2 or 3 runs, fifth or sixth inning, a lot of times you may not bat but once. You're right. Yeah, you are correct, sir. Yeah, double switch. 2 best words in a National League manager's vocabulary. Double switch. Keeps blinking over here. The team is hitting and scoring. Yeah. If your team is hitting and scoring, you don't have to. You may let them bat 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I had a good game going this morning too. I don't know how many of you all saw that one. Phillies actually took that one. And now I've got the Marlins. We got Sandy Alcantara and Jake Arrieta. That's my next game. That's game 12. We're 6-5 right now. 6-5. So we got work ahead of us. We'd like to get 3 games above 500. Then we'll work on trying to get 5 games above 500. Then maybe 10 games. Who knows? But right now we're just trying to get 3 games above 500. That's what we want. We're one up on 500. We want to go 7-5, and then maybe win 3 out of 4 if we're playing 4 down in Miami, or win 2 out of 3 from down there at least. And what better way than to go out game 1 and just win a game? That's what we want to do. A lot of folks are playing the red, white, and blue racing now. I've got I don't know how many emails about that in the last week. Man, I've been playing it. We've been racing. Very cool. Very cool. All I say is every time you guys buy stuff, wherever you see it played, if you see Soccer Blast being played somewhere, when you purchase it, tell Keith, oh yeah, I watched it played on this person's channel, or I watched it on YouTube. Do that, because so many places don't believe that YouTube helps the sales, and I know it does. You don't have to tell me twice, because I know from me firsthand, I don't buy virtually anything until I watch it played. That's me. I like to see how the game progresses. I like to see how the engine works. I like to see everything involved. And the best thing for me to do is just watch somebody do it and watch them on YouTube. I have never had the option or opportunity to go live and watch somebody play some of these games. But I do it on YouTube, and I'll watch one person and then be like, okay, I'll score it a lot of times. I'll grade it. And now I'm going to the next person and watch 2 or 3 people play it, and I'll be like, okay, do I really want this game? Is it something I'm willing to take the time to learn, want to play, and do I like the overall engine of it, where and the devices with it. And it makes a difference. If I like it, I will spend a little money for it. AKA payoff pitch. Payoff pitch is not a cheap game, but payoff pitch has great cards, has a great game engine, and it's not that difficult to play. And I'm coming around to the thinking that's maybe not as many walks as we thought. The last few games been 3 or 4 walks. That's it. So I'm going to go back and look at last year's numbers and see how things are going after about 20 games and see where everybody stands, where everything's at. But right now, some games I have had 10 walks, but some games I had only 1 or 2. And I know in Major League Baseball you have those type games too, that you have to pitch around players, and when you have to pitch around them, either they're going to knock the crap out of them, or you're going to walk them. And a dice doesn't know whether you're trying to pitch around somebody or not, so it's either going to throw a walk or throw a home run out there. And I've definitely been giving up walks to the home runs anyway. So my bullpen's been doing great. We just got to get a little bit better start in pitching. Nola's coming around. Arrieta's been pretty good. The other guys have been kind of up in the air, but hey, you know what? We're gonna hang with them a little bit. We'll see what Arrieta can do against Alcantara. That should be a good game. That really should be a good game. Alcantara has a good card. Arrieta has a decent card, but the other day, it was yesterday, I think, when Arrieta pitched. I couldn't believe it went so far with 5, 6 innings or whatever before anybody even scored a run. I'm like, what is going on? And this morning was the same way for a little bit. Early some people scored, but late, once two bullpens jumped in and wasn't a lot of scoring going on. So we will see. And then also when we hit the American League ballparks, I'll have a DH in hand. That'll kind of help as far as, well, if I want to make pitching changes, I can do them when I want to. Then it's not going to cost me a position player too, because I don't have to worry about pinch hitting and double switches and all that. Don't have to make those moves at all. So, but that'll only be when we play in the American League teams. So you'll know in a little while whether I'm staying home or whether I'm going, just due to the sheer fact if I come back online or not. If you don't see me online this evening, you can probably figure I'm inside the car and we're riding somewhere, whether we're going east toward Williamsburg, Virginia, down that way somewhere, or going west toward maybe Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Don't know anybody in that area, but we were thinking about maybe taking off for a weekend anyway, just to try to get the hell away. It's stay away from riots. You got it. I will not partake in none of that shit. I will not partake in any of that at all. I will stay away from it as far as possible. I got some great restaurants to go to if we go to Williamsburg, Virginia. Oh, my Lord. There's one down there. It is just to kill for, and to die for, or kill for, whatever you want to call it. And I called them, and they said, we're open already. And I said, not just for takeout. They said, no. We're allowing people to come inside to eat. So we know there's at least one of my favorite. Appachatter may live. You know what? Appachatter may be the one that lives in Richmond. Might be Appachatter. Maybe. I'm not sure if it's Tennessee or Virginia. Now I think about it, and now I think maybe he's the one that lives down here around and see, how about JB Gorman? Brian Gorman. Where does he live? Brian sent me some pictures of himself. It's hard to keep up with where everybody lives, man. But Tennessee is a beautiful state. I've been in Tennessee in probably, 25 years, 20 years. I used to go every year to go to Richmond, Tennessee now. I used to go to Bristol twice a year to go watch the races. Anybody's ever been to Bristol, they call it Thunder Valley. I don't know why they call it a valley. This racetrack, a half-mile racetrack, is up on top of a mountain. What's up, Ken? What's going on? Appachatter lives in Tennessee, huh? Yeah. Well, Ken, I'm thinking about, does he live in Chattanooga? That's cool. I'm thinking about taking off for the weekend. Whether we go down east toward past Richmond, maybe to Williamsburg, Virginia again. That's where we're at when all this shit started. Or maybe go Pigeon Forge, maybe even as far as Chattanooga, and go riding a little bit. And just go see stuff. Get some good pictures, maybe get some good video. Come up here. Can't come up that far. Can't come up that far yet. And plus, the wife's taking off going on she's going back on work detail in a few weeks. I don't know exactly how long from now, but she's planning on going up there. She's going to stay at least 2 weeks. So I'm going to be down here by myself for at least 2 weeks. I don't know, what's going to happen then. I'll be around. I know I'll be around here. I will not. I'll watch your house, make sure everything's going cool, cook a steak up or whatever the hell. If somebody decides they want to come by, all you got to do is say, Rob, I'm sliding by. Oh, that's cool. That's car. Ride back through here again. I'll put it on my video. That was a nice looking car. Party at Rob's house. Not party at Rob's house, but I'll cook a steak up. I'll make a baked potato for you, some baked beans. I might even throw some cornbread on, or either some rolls. I don't know what we'd do. And have iced tea for whoever wants iced tea, lemonade for whoever wants lemonade. If you want a beer, I got beer, I got wine. We don't do too much hard liquors here. We don't do most of the time beer and wine's about it. And soft drink and water. The squirrel ain't been big mean yet. He ain't took none of my water yet. I think one of my sweet tea too. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can fix that up. One time I was sitting on my porch. I think it's been last summer, and I set it right here, and then the squirrel stuck his head all the way down in there and started drinking the water. He's a mean little son of a bitch, yo. I mean, he'll bite you. If he gets a chance to reach over here and get me, he'll bite me. So I have to watch out for him. This Yankee loves sweet tea. Yeah, tea's all right. I can drink tea. It's not my favorite. Now my mom likes tea with lemonade. She mixes that up. It's the Arnold Palmer or whatever. But she's always drank it for years. As long as I ever think about it, she's mixed those two. I can't do that. Tea's got too much of a twang to it. I mean, lemonade's got too much of a twang to it to put with tea. It don't work for me. But I drink coffee once in a while. Very seldom. Once in a while. But yeah, sat out here on the porch. Had the grill going today. We actually opened a pack of hot dogs, a little 8-pack of hot dogs, threw them on the grill, and we just broiled them. I mean, we burn them up. She loves them like that. She likes a grilled up hot dog. They are pretty good. She don't even use buns. She just like dips them in mayonnaise and eats the hell out of them. So that was lunch. There went a bird went flying by there. But yeah, we still like I said, we're still in the process of trying to figure out if we're going out of town or not for the weekend. If we are, I got to go inside pretty quickly and hop in the shower 15 minutes or whatever, maybe shave and grab a bag. I got a bag probably already packed full of stuff to go, and probably wouldn't come back till Monday evening. We would probably stay gone for 3 days. And so I don't know what she wants to do. The good thing about going to Williamsburg, we would pass right by where my dad's at. We hadn't seen him today. She hadn't seen him in a couple of days. So she'd get to see my dad if we went to Williamsburg. If we went to Tennessee, that would be a different way. We would have to take off and down and go toward the west from here. And I'd probably pop on 81, probably the way I would go. So I'd have to go to Roanoke first and then hop on 81 and just fly down that way, go by Bristol. And my wife's never been down any of that area, and she says she would love to go down to Tennessee and spend the night. She don't count it visiting the state unless you spend at least one night there. And well, I've taken her down south with me, to NASCAR races and stuff. So she's been around North Carolina a lot, but not South Carolina too much. So she's been to Florida a bunch of times, but not South Carolina. We got to hit Myrtle Beach sometime this year too. But you just got to watch when you go. So many bike weeks and shit going on down there. That's not a fun time to go to Myrtle Beach. Not when it's 80,000 bikes That's just not the time. It's just not the time, unless you got a bike. But yeah, I don't have a bike. Plus, if I did, you know, she'd have, you know, she wants to get. She at one time she wanted to get those. What is those bikes called? It's like two wheels in the front and one on the back, and the damn thing almost looks like a Batmobile. They bad as hell. It looked like a car. I mean, I think they even drive like a car. Shit, I don't even know, but they're bad, man. Can-Ams or something like that. They are tough. They are tough looking, but they, you know, you got two seats in them and stuff. Those damn things are right, man. They are bad. The bird finally took off. A lot of times you got to whistle a couple times. They'll come back in, and all of a sudden, my wife will be like, "Why did you call that bird back?" No squirrel yet. They like it water though. Put bird feed up here sometime. They'll come up here too. But yeah, I was showing off what I use, basic stuff I use for my YouTube channel. I just use a basic $25 Logitech. You can see it says Logitech on there. $25. Get it at Walmart. Don't spend a lot of money. It's just handy if you've got a good plug-in, like I say, for a laptop like that. And I just happen to have an HP, and I use the Logitech mouse too. So I don't use a mouse that actually came with this. So that's a mouse plug-in. That's a cam plug-in. So and I got like I say, this cheap old computer, probably $120, something like that. So I didn't go out and spend a lot of money when I started my YouTube channel. Now I have a second computer, older one, and I can hook his camera up to that one if I want to, however way I want to. But both of them have built-in cameras with them, and you know, that's as much as I need for my channel. Now, if I decide to go, you know, gallivanting, that's what my wife calls it, go run around and stuff, and want to video some stuff, and we're too far from having a live feed, then I got my GoPro, and then I can always download some stuff. I'm not the fondest of downloading stuff. I'd rather show people stuff live. But some of the places I go fishing, some of the places I go to, it's just impossible for us to get any kind of live feed there. It's most of those places. It's just tough. But yeah. Apple Master. I tell you what, Brian's got a wife that can sing too. His wife sings, take me out to the ball game. She's a very good singer. She's good at it, and he does a good job. He does a great job of explaining the teams that he's got playing that day. That helps. You know, if you don't know anything about the 54 Indians, he's going to tell you about them. He's going to let you know what's going on with them before you start the game, which is cool. Very cool. If you see me playing a game this evening, you pretty much know we're not going out of town. But if you don't see me playing a game this afternoon, I've never played AP and BA Master either. But I'm not. I don't like I say, I don't have it near the games that a lot of these folks have. I think keeps blinking on me. Wow. So what are we? A little after 3 o'clock here on the East Coast. We're going to see what's going on. We're using Merino boards from time to time. I don't know. I don't know what we got going on right now. I wish I knew more about what we had going on. I kind of want to go and kind of don't want to go. I know it's windy out. I hate going to yard sales and different places, flea markets and stuff when it's windy. But their stuff is just starting back up. Restaurants are open now, so I know if we go there, especially to the coastline, shoreline, some of the best food in the state is there in Williamsburg. It is excellent food there. They really do a great job food wise. And if I do, like I say, if I do head eastbound, like I say, I know there's somebody in Richmond, Petersburg area. Just got to figure out who it is. And so probably if we take off and go either way, we probably will take off and go to the East Coast and take off for the weekend and go see my dad on the way too. I definitely need to do that. And then next week, I actually get my driver's license. I've been driving without a driver's license since April, but the state's been allowing it. They said, don't worry about it. You're good for 90 days. So my 90 days are, right now I just got 60 days, I guess. But I feel like the full on master game takes too much time. My attention span's about 40 minutes at best. That's pretty cool. And I tell you what, this breeze is feeling great out here now. It's cooling off. It's actually a lot cooler than it was this morning, or just a little while ago when I came out. There you go. Talk to me. Damn birds. But we get a bunch of them. We get a bunch of songbirds. That's for sure. But so we'll see what happens. If you're ever going to start a channel, get you just a laptop. Get you a Logitech. Get a good mouse though. I think you need a mouse almost as much as you do a cam, so you can kind of direct traffic if you have to. I think it's pretty, $150, $175 probably at the most. You can really get going pretty well. Buy a new camera. Don't buy a used one. Get a new one. And something's not working right on it, Logitech take care of that for you. But mouse, you can buy an old mouse if you like them. Yeah, start your channel up. Stick with one thing for a few days. If it's not taking on, switch up for a little bit. But only play games you like playing. That's what I say. Because if you don't have any heart, soul in your games, probably not going to enjoy it yourself. Probably, and other people won't enjoy it as much either. But if you really put the heart and soul into it, like I do my Glory Days boxing, like I do with Payoff Pitch, I enjoy it that much myself. That when I'm playing it, I enjoy it. So that's what I say. Play something you like. Don't be too temperamental. You're not, the team you're playing is not always going to win. They lose. Boxers that you like don't always win. They lose. So, just remember it's a game and enjoy yourself while you're doing it. And then, hell, you're going to have more and more people enjoying it too. Apple Brian, I love watching yours. You and your, I like your scoreboard, especially after you get over 10 runs. Then you got to put the 20-sided die in there. That's awesome. That's fun. I don't keep a scoreboard up on my baseball. What's up, Dale? Dale, what's going on, Dale? He slid by yesterday for a little bit. That's awesome. What's going on, bud? Somebody with a damn front end loader riding by. Jeez. What is going on? Oh, me. All right. My broadcasts I fly from the hip with mine. That's what I do. But we're going to see. I'm going to go inside right now. I'm going to go check with the wife. We're going to see if we're going to travel this evening. If not, I'll probably do baseball this evening. We're going to see my dad anyway. That's right. So either way, we probably, I may have time for one game. Then we'll go see him. Then in the morning, we may take off and go. So who the hell knows? Yeah. I got to figure out who lives down around Richmond, though. I should know just good as anything. And then somebody lives not too far from Appomattox, about an hour from me. And then I know crazy kid lives about 30 minutes away from me. I ought to take him his stuff tonight. That's what I should do. I ought to go by his house and take him his stuff. I hadn't seen him in here today, though. If he had a cam, then he wouldn't know what to do with it. But yeah, they oh yeah, now the birds are starting up. But we'll figure out what we're gonna do, and like I said, you may end up seeing me a lot. You may end up seeing me live somewhere out of town from here. I'll probably take my computer with me, especially if it's just me and my wife going. Obviously my dad can't go, and my mom wouldn't go. She wouldn't go and leave him, so it might just be us two go. If we do, I might just take a computer with us. Be like, hey, I won't take any games with me, but I can at least say, hey, let's. We're here, wherever the hell here is at the time, and show you what we got going on at the time. Why can't we, right? The ride from here to Williamsburg is awesome because the last little bit you have to go across a ferry boat for about 30-minute ride, 20-minute ride across the James River, and it doesn't cost anything to do it, but it cuts off a little time me going across the James River, and actually you drive your vehicle up on the ferry boat. And anybody who's ever been to Jamestown knows about it because it's been there for 40 years. And one time it may have cost $1 or $2 to go across, but now it doesn't even cost anything to go across it. They run 365 days a year across that river, and I could always video that. Last time we went, yeah, Dale, yeah, man, tell us how you are doing, man. Last time we went across it, the coronavirus was just starting, and they wouldn't let you get out to cars. They went finally. All right, man, that's awesome. That is good. Yeah. I'm sitting here on my porch, but I feel pretty safe here. I'm not. Now you can see I got a lot of room. Got a pretty good space between here and the next house over. And if you look out and about there, there's one over there, house over there, and then behind me here, you can see I have a lot of room between houses. That little red building right there, that's on my lot. I have to mow all the way back there, and the light pole that's in the middle, the trees on my land, I have to go behind those two bushes back there. So there's a lot of mowing I have to do. There's a lot of mowing I have to do when I'm here, and so we just trying to. She's wanting to go somewhere bad, but I want to do it safe, and I want to do it, I don't want to jump in the pool, as I say. I want to make sure that the water is deep enough and stuff like that. And I don't want to jump in the pool and be 3 inches of water. You know what I'm saying, guys? So taking baby steps, going places. But she's kind of wanting to. Like I say, I called down to Williamsburg, the best restaurant in town. The best restaurant in town. They're open. I said, for takeout? They said, nope. We're taking, you can set up, if you want to make set up a time to come in to eat, if you want to make a reservation. So if we do that, if we're going down tomorrow, we'll definitely make a reservation to go in there and eat. But anybody, if you ever go to Williamsburg, Virginia, hook up with me and I will tell you where to go try some food. The damn food there is awesome. I hear you. One more time, please. There you go. But all right, that's enough now. Go fly away. But yeah, but there's some places in different towns and different cities that we go to, and that's one of the places I know real well. And their food there is just, oh gosh, it's awesome. They got steak, beef brisket, pasta, seafood. They got it all, man. The bird chatter, yeah. Oh yeah. I always get the birds coming around. They love coming when I'm out here. Yeah. I hadn't had the squirrel steal my water yet though. I'm surprised by that. They will come and do it. If I set it out there, if I got a little ways further away from the glass, he would come up here. But he may not have ever stole it out of that one. He stole it out of one of my plastic glasses and then went flying, and then he was wet. He was soaking wet. Yeah, that was back in the cooler weather. That was Lori once had a dog who spoke English. Yeah, my mom's got a cat, mean as hell, but I can come to him. He'll listen to me pretty good. And he'll listen to Darla pretty good. He won't listen to my brothers at all. He'll scratch the hell out of them, bite them. They don't like him at all, but my mom likes him pretty good. So I kind of like that because now I can get in there to my mom's house whenever I want to. And that cat, if I ever was going to get a cat, I'd like that cat because he's mean enough that if you're mean to him or if you don't like him or something, he'll bite the hell out of you. But if you're good to him and you don't go at him like this, you just go at him like this, he'll let you pet him. But little kids, oh no, little kids wouldn't play with him. He wouldn't put up with that. Now, but I don't want any cats. No dogs, cats, birds, fish, any of that stuff. I don't want any of it. And that way, like I say, tonight, for instance, if we do take off and go out of town, we don't have to call, well, Mom, you go watch my dog for me. Oh, whoa. Prediction. Dale says no MLB this season. He's giving a prediction. A lot of folks in this chat saying that. I'm going to disagree with everybody. I'm going to say there will be baseball. I think the players want to play, and they know how far the owners are going to go. They're going to have to come back with something 75 to 85 games, maybe as high as 90. I don't think it'll be over 90. 75 to 90 games and start first week in July. It may not be the first, but if they don't play but 81, 82 games, they don't have to start the first of July, and they'll still have some days off. I think the leagues will be torn up. So I think it's going to be DH across the board, 2 New York teams, 2 Chicago teams, all of them going to be playing together, rather than different leagues. And then the playoffs may be wild. I don't know exactly what they're going to do about that. But they're going to have to do a pretty, it's going to have to be pretty succinct, pretty much together. Well, they're going to have 8 teams making playoffs or 12 teams. I don't know what they'll do. I think 16 is too many. But 12, they may go with 12. It's getting late for MLB. I could see them not playing. I think most people are saying no, but I just think that the players knowing that the owners are not throwing nothing back their way now. They're not playing serve and volley no more. It's all coming from the player side now. That if the players come out there and say, "Oh, let's play 85 games," no revenue sharing, and for those 85 games, we'll take 50% of our money. That way, those extra 4 games that you get, have it going toward the ownership group or whatever, money wise. They're going to lose money anyway. The owners are going to lose money, but they cannot afford not to play this year. But the players are getting a year older too. Think about that. So roster size, I think they'll go with 30 man. If I was guessing, it may be 28, but I think they'll go with 30 man roster and keep it there through the year. Obviously, it is great seeing Dale. The virus or whatever, if anybody has it, they've got to make extreme measures then, right on the spot. And I think maybe they have to even give teams a little bit of measure, like, if they're not able to play this series or whatever due to the virus, well, that'll be 3 games we will take against them. We'll play percentages in. But you got to play a certain amount of games in order to be able to make your playoffs. So you may be playing percentage baseball more than you are wins and losses. But I don't know. I don't know how they'll do that. But some teams are. Some teams are. Most of them aren't. Most of them are not. So I think it's a matter of pride. And those 2 teams have always been known to be kind of prideful teams. How many games do you play for things to count? That's the thing, Dale. Do you have to play 70 games? They'll have to come up with numbers. But I think they're going to have to play at least 70, 75 games for them to count. 70 probably. And then they'll probably schedule 80, 85 games. So, and then if they end up having to take a team or 2 out just due to the virus, they may have to do it. I don't know. This is something we've never lived through before. It's just such crazy times that I don't know. I don't know. I still say a lot of people will buy the baseball network. I still hate that they split the 81 season into 2 halves. They, minor league teams do that. Carolina League, they'll split the first half champion, second half champion, then they'll play each other, and then to play the South champion or the North champion, depending on which. But 4 teams make it playoffs, and if the same team wins it, the first half and the second half, then what they'll do is the second half second place team will make it playoffs. It's the way they do it, and have a playoff. But nobody. I'm gonna say this now: nobody's gonna be 100% happy with the way they work this out. It doesn't matter what they do. Whether it's universal DH, that's a big that's a big question mark here, Dale. If somebody hits 400, if that would be the biggest one. But I would say, Dale, if somebody does it in 81 games, probably so. It probably count. They counted everything back in, what was it, 90, what year was it, 93, 94, whatever year it was that they counted everything then. And somebody could do it. Somebody could do it because the pitchers are going to be so far behind. I think they're going to be 3 weeks behind. And if that is the case, they're going to be playing in a hot weather July. 3 weeks of July, man, oh man, you could have some people ripping the cover off the ball. 94, killed Gwynn, shot at 400. Yeah. It was 1994. Yeah. Play stoppages. That's worse. That's worse than starting late. The way I look at it, stopping in the middle of a damn season would suck. But in this case, if something happens, they realize they're going to go to Plan B, and they may have to tell the players, look, you're not going to like to do this, but if something were to happen, we're going to have to stop the season. And Morris, I think, bored with this. I think some of these other pitchers, like the one that came from, was it Cincinnati and Cleveland? What was his name? That dude's out there, man. Trevor Bauer. Sources indicate MLB is inclined to allow Texas-based teams to play with fans in the stands, regardless of whether fans can attend other markets. Talking about your home state advantages. They have a rookie of the – I don't think he could have a rookie of the year only due to the fact – well, I don't know, though. Shit, if they go out there and play all year, why not, right? And some of them, how do you figure out MVP, Cy Young, and all them awards? You're right. But I've even heard that the ownership wants to do this. They want them to play the 81 to 85 games, then have an all-star game, then have a home run derby where the winner gets like $1 million. I mean, a lot of money. And this is not donated money. This is money to the player, or percentage of what they make. It's wild the way they want to do it, but they are wanting a real, true home run derby, and they want to base it off the top 8 players of the season here. So let's just say, for instance, the Phillies don't make the playoffs, and Bryce Harper gets, I don't know, let's say 24 home runs. Let's just say he does, or 20 home runs. And he leads the league. They go to Harper and say, look, Harper, would you like to be in the home run derby? If you indeed win it, not second place gets nothing. If you indeed win it, we will give you a percentage of your pay for the season. Maybe 5%, 10%, whatever. And those on minimum salaries, tell them straight up $1 million, $1.5 million to win the home run hitting contest. And then, like you say, have all-star game in between that before you start the World Series or the playoffs. And why not, right? I think it would work. That's been their problem anyway. They've never been willing to pay a player to get out there and, I mean, just say, look, you're getting 7 figures tonight for getting out of here, just hitting a ball over the fence. And on top of that, you don't have. Sometimes I think the fans then are more of a distraction. I really think they are in the home run derbies and stuff, because sometimes you can watch them like before a game starts. Can all sports work together playing at the same time? I think so, Dale. I think so. Do teams still have rights to all minor league players they had, or will they all or all the delegates free agents? I think they're still owners. I mean, I think they still owned by the ball clubs. I don't see a 48 game season. I don't think a 48 game season rolls. They got to go more than that. They got to play more than that. If I'm saying, hey, I see 82 games. I don't think they can go any less than that. 82 games is, that's really, it's pretty much a good taste of baseball is what it is. But they don't want to be too late into this season to where they can't prepare for next year, because they know after next season they got the CBA coming out. And the bargaining agreement is going to change big time next year. Now they can't play too far. Well, the only good thing about it is I've heard they're talking about playing their quote unquote postseason games. Florida and Arizona, they can do it. They can do it in October. That's not a problem. The only problem is they don't want to be too. They want all these players to be healthy. They want all these players being healthy starting the 2021 season. And the last thing they won't have to do with any of them is have to go into arbitration. Arbitration between 2020 and 2021 would be deadly. You do not want to have an arbitration hearing, because you're going to leave a sour taste in the owner's mouth, sour taste in the player's mouth for next season going into the CBA. You don't want no more of that than you have to have. So I'll say 82 games. I still say they play. Everybody in my channel pretty much said they're not going to play. Thought I heard something coming up that wall there. But I still say they'll play 82 games. I think both sides likes money too much, and the owners will make their money at a later time. It won't be this year, but do you move spring training back? No, I do not. No, not at all. No. Not one day. No. That's why I say they got to be firm about getting them done in October. Then they've got November, December, January. Now, I cut back on spring training games. I would cut back half of the spring training games. Play, play with, split squads against yourself, stuff like that. And, I don't think you need as many travel spring training games as they have right now. That's my opinion. I think they can, work out, do what they got to do, and be done in 30 days if they want to do it. If they did that, they can cut spring training back. But that's the only reason. I think they need to be starting by the end of March, early April. I think they need to be playing. But I've never been a proponent of, and the same thing with football. I'm not a big NFL fan anymore, but 4 preseason games is nuts. 4 preseason games is crazy. Cut it down to 2. Cut the off season thing by a week. Just cut it a week. But play 2 less preseason games and play a 17th week. Do that. Play a 17th week if that's what you want. But they do not need 4 lots of double headers next year. I don't think they need double headers this year. If they play 81, 82 games, they won't have to play any double headers. They can play July, August, and September. Be done. They'll be done in September. 81 games would allow them to have 2 games off or 2 days off a month. It's plenty. I don't see where this should be a problem. Doubleheaders next year, they could do it if they wanted to. It would get back into better graces of fans as long as they didn't have them split. If they had them back to back where you can go sit there and watch two games on a Sunday afternoon, sure. But Twins have also not released their minor leaguers. I think the released minor leaguers become free agents. I don't know, Brian. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. But doubleheaders that's going to be something probably in the collective bargaining agreement where if the owners and MLB really want to do it next year, they could throw some doubleheaders out there. Most owners don't want it. The players don't mind it as much as the owners. Owners lose money. But combine this season with next season to have a 220 game season. Good Lord. Friggin' Dodgers will win this division by 50 games. We go into next April. We go into next July. The Dodgers are thinking about resting their players today because they just sewed up the West. We only have 2.5 months left of the season to go. Can you imagine that shit? That won't happen. That will not happen. 220 game season. MLB's probably going to. Oh yeah, they're going to offer 50 games. They're going to have to play more than that though. They'll play more than that. I don't even see them opening doors for 50 games. Yeah, I know it. And a lot of people love going to minor league games, man. It's minor league teams everywhere in the country. Minor league baseball, man. That's that's what that's the fabric of the country. Grandson's baseball season starts Monday, but only one parent. Unbelievable. Unfriggin' believable, Brian. I'd almost tell him, say, look, young man or young lady, this is the way it's going to be. Can you deal with it? Because kids, man, it affects them. I want to do that for mommy. I want to do this for daddy. I want to do it for grandpa. I want to do it for grandma. That sucks, man. That really does suck. That's crazy shit. And more often than not, they play there on big lots and stuff. Where the kids play. I don't see where they could. I mean, I don't know. I have a problem with that. I have a little bit of a problem with that. Be like, even if you had to say, look, we'll stay in this space right here all season long, right here in this little area. I don't know. That's the world we live in now. There's an app on the web that tracks their games pitch by pitch. Oh my goodness. Here they want to test kids every day. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. If you're gonna play football, you're gonna play baseball, all that stuff, test them every day. I don't have a problem with that at all if they've got the monies to do that. The next thing, I don't know. It's hard to tell mom and dad they can't come watch your kid play though, man. Now, why not? Why not open a YouTube channel? Open a YouTube channel and have actually somebody broadcasting it. They could do that. It would not be that difficult, And now little old Johnny's coming up to bat. He's got the water in his hand. There's a bird right in front of him. Strike 3. Little Johnny is pissed. He throws the bat. Says, Mom, if you were here, I would throw it at you. Here they want to test kids. Yeah. I think. I guess there's worse ideas than that. I don't know. So let me go inside, and I want to see what my wife's proposal is. Whether we're going to go riding whether we're going to stay home this evening. Well, either way, we got to go see my dad. We got to go see. Yeah, Brian said he thinks it's a great idea. I think testing the kids is a great idea too. But I think a YouTube channel, you know, Brian, why don't you do that? Get in touch with the league and tell them, look, I will broadcast for you. Grab yourself a couple of cameras, get yourself a couple of computers, and if one goes down, you got a second one. You know, I've had both of mine going on my same channel at the same time. You can do that. 2 different views, okay? Home view over here, and you got the visiting team over here. And, yeah, what's wrong with that? You're sitting behind there. Mom and dad's not going to like it, but hell, you're doing the next best thing if you cover everybody that's playing ball. And I don't see where it would be a bad thing. Plus your channel would end up, oh my gosh, if you end up showing Little League Baseball live on your channel would blow the hell up. Your channel would blow up. It really would. You would have thousands of people watching you. Number one, just due to the fact you got something live going on. Number two, a lot of folks love to watch kids play. Now, you would have to, if you did that, you get parents that get obnoxious and scream all the time. That's the thing, though. You don't have to worry about that, Keith. Their parents are not able to go to the game. The one thing Atma Bryan would have to do was get the rights of the league. If you're going to show minors on YouTube, the rights, every one of them would have to sign a thing off saying, yep, it's fine for my kid to be on YouTube. And then those kids have to know, you better not show yourself. You better not show yourself. Because it's on video then. It's on video. You know? But, oh yeah, you'd have to have all sorts of permissions. Yes. Yes. But, how many parents are going to say no when you give them the option of either sitting at home, texting mom and dad, the other parent, and, oh, okay, little Tommy just got a hit. Or they're sitting there watching your channel, and they see that ball fly across the yard there, and they just see him get a double. I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer, dude. It's a no-brainer. You got yourself. All you got to do is get in touch with the league, and I will bet you they're not going to turn you down if it's okayed by the parents. It depends on how your parents are, in the Midwest. Here on the East Coast, they would jump at it because they would be like, I would rather do that than not be able to see my kid at all. But, then you have to also, you're going to have to learn how to turn your side hearing off. Like if you hear kids talking stuff and all that, you don't want to, you don't want to get involved with that. You want to tell the kids to stay in their dugouts and mind their own, mind their P's and Q's. And you want to be far enough from the dugout so you won't be catching, that his mama sucks or his daddy sucks. So I'm like, you see what I'm saying? You got to kind of watch it real close. Because I've coached Little League. I've umpired Little League. And girls and boys. Girls, not near the problem the boys are. Boys will fight and stuff. Girls most time won't fight too much. The girls' parents are the ones you got to worry about. The boys' parents, halftime boys' parents, they wouldn't come anyway to the game because they, I had to work today or whatever. So, but you would probably be on a gold mine there. It could be that way. It could be. Or they may make it where the starters will sit on the bench, spread out, and the ones on the bench will be having to set tryouts down the outfield line. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You have to tell the kids not to spit, not to, put anything on the balls and stuff. You'd have to tell them a lot of stuff. depending on the age of the kids too, you know. But you probably got a gold mine there waiting on you. And when I say that, I'm just talking about as far as the number of people that are willing to watch your channel. You will, especially if you put on there live Little League baseball from in whatever town you're in, and the No Parents Allowed League or whatever it is. And that's pretty cool. And here comes the wife. Hello.
What you were doing?
I'm live right here talking to everybody. We're trying to figure out what's going on in the world.
Oh, why do you have that mirror out here?
Because I'm showing people what I've got as far as what I use when I'm videoing.
Oh.
She's feeding the birds. She's feeding the birds. That's her popcorn there. Would you make kids wear masks that aren't playing? Yes, I would. Yeah. Let's see who we got here. Keith White says, hi, Darla. You can see her. You can see her trail right there of popcorn. Let's see, I can't do it good. Right there of popcorn. Right there. That's a trail. Yeah, they'll be crapping it on our car now instead of green and blue and all those colors. They've been singing all the time I've been out here today. Say hi.
Hello, all.
Trying to ask everybody, should we take off and go out of town for the weekend?
Beth is very sick. She went to the emergency room again next night.
Oh, really?
For somebody that's working from home, she sure does get sick a lot.
Yes, she does.
I was talking to your mom.
Were you giving Mrs. Rob that finger? No. I was just saying no. I was just.
Mirror back, please. You need it still?
I don't need the mirror back right now, but I'll take it back. You can take it.
it.
No, I was pointing to where the
Watch your time because we can go soon to see Papa.
Oh, okay, we can. I was saying right here, and then coming back right there, from all the way through there, and how am I going to do this? There, kind of like an A. She put all that popcorn out there. It's a wonder every squirrel in the neighborhood that's not out there already. They love it. So, no, I wasn't giving her the finger. So she's wanting to go. She's wanting to go see my dad right now. So, we have some birds flying real close by. They'll fly. Sometimes they'll fly on the porch here. So I think I'm going to take my computer with me. If I see anything cool, if I view anything pretty cool, we'll try to, get a camera view of it. Bears, I don't know what it could be. Dale, have a good one yourself, bud. Have a great evening. I don't know what we're going to do, but as far as we may just hop in the car and ride. And if I do, chances are she's going to be holding the camera and doing the. And hey, while we're over there, maybe we'll say hi to my dad. Maybe you guys get to see my dad. We may do that. So let's take your computer with us, and just wherever we end up at, we may be back home tonight. And if it is, now I've got Phillies at Marlins game 12 ready. Arrieta at Alcantara. That's who's playing game 12. Phillies need to win these. They're 6-5 right now, but we want better than that. We want better than a 500 team. We want to be better than that. So let's see how good we can be. All right, guys, have a great rest of your evening. If you get a chance, come back on my channel. If I'm back here tonight, you can always leave me a message down here. If you got my email, you got my email. If you got my text, you can text me. Hey, man, thanks. Y'all have a great one, too. It's been a great evening out here, great afternoon. Starting to warm back up a little bit. The breeze for a little while was great, but now it wants to warm back up. So, yeah, if we take off and go out of town, I'm going to take you guys with me. Have a good one, guys, and have a great evening. And who knows where we're going to be tonight. See you later. Have a good one, guys.